Hi guys, today we are going to work with chocolate. The first thing we have to understand what is the purpose of tempering. Tempering chocolate is to pre-crystallize the cocoa butter in it, which is important to make your chocolate ready for processing. During tempering, the cocoa butter in the chocolate takes on a stable crystallizing form. This guarantees a perfect finished product with a satin gloss and hard snap. It also makes the chocolate contract during cooling, which makes it easier to unmold. The chocolate is simply melted and then left to cool down to suitable working temperature. The small effort of bringing your chocolate to the right working temperature properly, and that's what we mean by tempering, bringing chocolate up to the right working temperature while making sure that the crystalline structure of the cocoa butter in it is stable. The three key principles for tempering are time, temperature, and movement. Okay, when you want to melt the chocolate, probably you can find with the suppliers the big portion of chocolate. So that's important. You have to chop in a coarsely way. It's not necessary to chop a perfect cut because that is going to give you the opportunity to melt the chocolate faster and easier. Okay, now we are going to do another tempering technique. For that, we need a glass bowl, and the chocolate is coarsely chopped, and we are going to use a microwave. Okay, now we are going to melt in the microwave for 20 or 25 seconds every time, and after that you have to remove the chocolate with a rubber spatula and go back to the microwave another 20 seconds. Maybe we are going to repeat this 4 or 5 times. Okay, after the third time, you can see the chocolate start to melt it. So remember, you have to remove. It's very, very important after every 25 seconds, remove the chocolate, because the temperature is gonna be in one part of the bowl only one part of the bowl. So remove, and you need to be patient. Now it's ready. It's melted, and we have the chocolate at 45 degrees. Microwave. The other way you can do it is a bain-marie. So remember, you need hot water and a steel bowl to melt. In both cases, you have to remove constantly the chocolate because it's necessary to try to expand the temperature in all the products. Okay, in the inoculation method, the first step was melt the chocolate. We will use only the 2-tier parts of the chocolate and melt in the bain-marie. Now, if you can see in the thermometer, the temperature is between 43 and 47 degrees. And now we are going to add the rest of the chocolate. There are 6 distinct cocoa butter crystal types, all of which form of different temperatures and times. Type 5 crystals are what we are aiming for. Okay, now you can see here the different crystals, butter crystals. So probably you can see in the image, but actually we can see some white lines, and that's the different crystals butter. So in this part of the process, we are going to set aside 1/3 of the chocolate and reserve at 45 or 40 degrees. And in the original bowl, we are going to start to add the other third of the chocolate, but that chocolate we are going to add in a chopped texture, almost powder. And now we are going to add the chocolate. If you see, the texture is almost like a powder. That is going to help us to dissolve faster and try to keep a little the temperature. But remember, in this part of the process, we are going to try to go down in the temperature. The original temperature was 45 degrees, and now we are trying to get the 28 or 29 degrees. So don't forget, you have to remove constantly, not only to melt. We need to get an homogenizer texture. Okay, after to remove the chocolate and dissolve the rest of the chocolate we added, the temperature we get was 28 degrees. And now we are going to add the rest of the chocolate. Remember, we reserve a small part of the chocolate, and we try to get that chocolate at 45 degrees, and we are going to add to the original bowl to get a 33 or 34 degrees in the product. This part of the process is very important. If you reserve your bowl in a bain-marie, sometimes in the bottom of the bowl you can find water. So remember, before to add the chocolate, dry or clean your bowl, because the water is the biggest enemy of the chocolate. Now in this part, we mix both chocolates, and we are going to remove. We have to remember something. We are using a spatula, a rubber spatula, to do this. Don't use a wooden spoon or a whisk. That's not the utensil to work. You need a rubber spatula. It's gonna be easier, and you will control all the process with that utensil. So now we are going to check the temperature. Now we are going to need an inverse bain-marie or a cold water bath. Okay? Okay, now we are ready. We have the inverse bain-marie or cold water bath, and we are going to reserve 1/3 of the chocolate. That chocolate is going to be maybe at 40 degrees, and we are going to let aside. And now you have to be careful in this part of the process, because you need to withdraw the bowl for maybe 5-10 seconds, and then remove and mix with the rubber spatula. We will going to repeat this process for maybe 2 times more, and that will change the temperature of the chocolate. chocolate. Okay, now we added the rest of the chocolate. Remember, first of all, we melted the chocolate until 45 degrees, and now we and after that in the inverse bain-marie for 10 seconds every time, maybe for 4 or 5 times. The temperature of the 2 tiers of the chocolate was 29 degrees, and the other tier chocolate was at 40 degrees, and we added and remove. Remember, in this part of the process, it doesn't matter if you decide to do the process in the traditional bain-marie or in the inverse bain-marie. You have to use a spatula to remove the chocolate all the time. Okay, so now in the image you can see is the chocolate is glossy and shiny, and now we are going to check the temperature to be sure it's a 32 or 33 degrees. Now we are going to prepare mendiants. For that we are going to use a tempering chocolate. In this case we are going to use dark chocolate, and we have pistachios, raisins, cranberries, apricots, orange peel, and nuts. So now we are going to pour the chocolate in a piping bag. And in our table we have paper, baking paper in all the surface. And remember, we are going to cut the piping bag. Okay, now we are going to start to pour the mixture, the chocolate, on the surface of the paper until get a disc of chocolate. So you have to control with both hands. Remember, one is for push the mixture and the other to try to get the control. Okay? Try to do this activity with both hands. Okay. If you can see in the image, the chocolate is shining and it's glossy. So follow the process with the rest of the chocolate until finish. Okay, now we are going to start to decorate and finish the mendiant. It's very important. You have to work fast, because if you prepare or you're tempering the chocolate in a perfect way, you don't have a lot of time. So remember, you need to be ready with your mise en place. Now, how can I decorate this? So you can be creative. Creativity. You can use your creativity to decorate. Okay, now we are going to prepare the strawberry with chocolate. So we have the tempering chocolate, a dark chocolate, and we have the strawberries. So it's ready, they are clean and dry. It's very, very important. It has to be dry. Okay, we're going to repeat the action. So remember, the chocolate is tempering, and you have to remove the excess of chocolate from the strawberry. The strawberry is clean and it's dry. It's very, very important to remember that. So we have here sheeting paper That will help you to remove after the crystallizing the chocolate. Now, with a cornet with chocolate, we are going to make some lines on the top of the strawberries. That will help us to get another texture, and you will see after what are we want to do with that lines. Okay, if you can see in the image, the chocolate is crystallizing. It's ready. So this product is a fresh product. You have to prepare and eat it immediately. Okay, now with a little brush, we are going to cover with a bronze shiny colorant, special for chocolate. So you will see the difference between the original and with the colorant product. That will give another presentation to our work. Okay, we finished. We used 2 different colors, and you can see. So we are going to present this in a plate. Okay, now we are going to prepare the chocolate bar with salt, granulated salt. So remember, the chocolate is tempering, and we are going to use a special mold for the chocolate. So now we will pour the chocolate in the mold. The mold is really clean. You have to clean a lot, maybe 3 or 4 times before you use it. That will give more shiny to the chocolate. And you need to be careful in this part of the process. You will need to use a spatula, pastry spatula, to spread the chocolate in the mold. You have to be careful in this part of the process, and maybe have some patience. This kind of mold are expensive, but actually you can find in suppliers shops, or bakery shops, or pastry shops, and almost the same shape in the same shape to prepare the chocolate bar, but in another kind of material. It's a plastic material too, and it works. So if you want to buy it, do it. You can practice. It's the easier way to prepare or start to prepare chocolate, the bar chocolate. And in this opportunity, we are using dark chocolate bitter chocolate at 70% of cocoa.
Okay, after 10 minutes of being in the fridge, this hard chocolate, it's got the texture we're looking for, so we're gonna take it out from the mold. And for this, we need to give a very strong hit against the table to make it get out. So the chef is gonna show us how it's done. And with just one hit, almost all the chocolate are out. This is done because the mold is in a very good shape. Because if the mold could have any kind of issue inside, the chocolate could get attacked and it's not going to be able to go out. So if you can see, you can watch the shininess that has the chocolate and the presentation as a hard chocolate that it is. So this is all. Okay, now the next step is that we're going to make some chocolate stones. For this, we're going to need some cereal. In this case, we add some cranberries, we add some orange peel crystallized, And this is just as simple as adding the chocolate, the tempered chocolate, to this mixer, and then we're going to mix it by hand. Okay, in this case should be with a glove, with a plastic glove, the one that I have in my right hand. Okay, so we're going to turn here the chocolate, and after this we're gonna make sure that we're putting almost all the chocolate for don't waste too much, and with our hands we are going to mix it together. Okay, we have to see that the chocolate covers almost everything, and when it's covered we're going to serve that in the tray for make the chocolate stones. Now we have been mixing this around 1 or 2 minutes, and once that the chocolate has covered almost all the cereal with the element that it has, we're going to start serving with our hands in a wax paper or in a tray, small pieces, okay? And now that we have mixed everything well, we're gonna take small pieces with our hand and we're gonna put it into the wax paper, and they have to look compressed, a little bit compressed. When the chocolate starts crystallizing, this is going to be united in just one piece, and we're going to have like around a 2-bite piece of chocolate stones. We gotta take care that with the pieces that we put here are almost the same size, okay? And we're going to distribute them in all the wax paper in a homogeneous way, okay?